Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to Vinny the Axe. Today we're going to be working on a Les Paul Studio. It's like the tribute edition. So it has a very light finish on it. Rosewood fretboard, maple cap, mahogany back. But if you look on here, it actually has a maple neck instead of a mahogany neck. Now, I believe this is a 2020. So what can I say about this? Well, I know some people poo-poo these things because they have a maple neck and it's not the traditional mahogany. But I will say that I don't think there's anything wrong with having a maple neck. Matter of fact, I've owned a few of Nick Huber guitars, which are really expensive and play really, really good. And they have a mahogany body with a maple neck. It seems to work in the recipe for them. I just think sometimes, we're all traditionalists with things in our own mind, and anything different is just, we don't like change. So, but anyway, I played the guitar a little bit, and it seems to be okay. It just it came in. It's not my guitar; it's a buddy of mine's. It came in to have the pickups changed, and I've done some work on this guitar before in the past. It had the Gibson quick connect system in here, which is, if you haven't seen, it's a circuit board and the potentiometers are mounted to the circuit board and has quick connections for the pickups, and it also has like pull coil tap kind of thing going on. And my buddy wanted that removed, so I removed it. We put in a Emerson wiring harness, new switch, and all new wiring, and then I cut the leads off, the quick connect leads off, so I could solder them to the potentiometers, and it was actually, I believe, and so does my buddy, that it was a sonic improvement over what it was before. These are the 490T pickups. I don't personally, they're okay for, I think, rock and roll or heavy metal, but I think when you want to hear some clarity or note definition or separation, there's some other options out there. So what we're going to be putting in today is a set of Righteous Sounds humbuckers, which are really nice. I have them in a Frank Brothers arcade guitar, and if you get a chance, check out my my channel and some of the videos. There's a review of that guitar, and I just think the world of those pickups. So he liked my guitar so much and the sound of it that he went out and bought a set of these Righteous Sound humbuckers. So that's what's going in there today. So here is the set of Righteous Sound pickups, and comes in a nice box. And now I've already opened this before, so just to check them out to see if it was okay, everything was all right. But from what I can tell, but it does come with the certificate of authenticity, whatever you want to say, made in the USA. You can see that the bridge comes in at 7.4, and the neck is a 6.5. Both, I believe, are Alnico 2 magnets. Just designates Alnico on here. And they were made or completed on 4/19 of 2024. And this is the RAF series of pickups. So we have that certificate. They come in a little cool, like like potato sack or canvas satchel or whatever you want to call this. I don't think it's canvas. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure, in the comments. Let's see what we got here. And let me just show you the inside of the box here while I'm at it. Comes with the really confetti and the screws and springs. And I think that's it. So, if you're wondering how much these cost, I think they're around $300 for this set. I know some of you are screaming out there saying, "Oh, you can get a pair of DiMarzios, for $150 or whatever," and you can. So it all depends on what you like. All right, so this has got a B on the leg here, so it's designated as the bridge. And you can see it's got the shielded ground and the one hot lead, vintage style. So that's pretty cool. And I played this a little bit. The strings are dead, so my buddy gave me a pack of strings to put on there. This is his preference, and so we're going to rock with that. And then we'll just take all this stuff off and see where we go here. Everything looks pretty good. The fretboard on this guitar is really nice, actually. And so yeah, upgrading these, you know, is it worth it? Is it worth it to take a Les Paul, you know, entry-level Les Paul and spend the money on this? And so here's the thing. Only you know the answer to that question, to be honest with you. Don't let anybody tell you that. I'll say this. If the guitar plays great, and you like the way it plays, and you pretty much like how it resonates, and you kind of cool with the pickups already, and you like the way it sounds, then that means any improvement percentage-wise that you can do with the guitar is worth it, I think. You know, to a certain extent. Like these guitars, I don't know what these cost back in the day. I think they were around $1,000 they came in at, which I think is pretty good for a USA built guitar. Yeah, does it have the binding? No. Does it have the... I don't even know what to say about the fit and finish, to be honest with you. Because does it have the fit and finish of a standard Les Paul? Does it have the fit and finish of a custom shop Les Paul? Does it have this fit and finish of a Murphy Labs Les Paul? You know what's funny? I've had a few custom shop Les Pauls. I've had a few standard Les Pauls. I've had 2 Murphy Lab Les Pauls. No, excuse me. I didn't have 2 Murphy Lab Les Pauls. I had a Murphy Labs Les Paul Jr. and I had a Murphy Lab SG. Now, I will tell you that the Les Paul Jr. was fantastic, and I probably is one of those guitars I should not have gotten rid of. The neck was super fat on it, which people love or hate, but the guitar played really good, it stayed in tune really well, and it sounded really good. Now, the SG sounded awesome. It was amazing. The Murphy Lab relicking on it, though, well, that was something else. The lacquer cracking was so deep that it looked like, to me, that the finish was going to fall off the guitar. Like literally, it was cracked so deep all across the back of the neck that if one of those pieces, and let's see where my hands are. So let's say the neck was running this way. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but let's say the neck, and let me move my camera here a little bit. Let's say the neck was going, the lacquer cracking is going all the way across this way. It was so deep that it looked like pieces of it were going to break away with the paint and everything and come off the guitar. And so now, you know, cool maybe on here, on the body, but here, as soon as you got a crack that goes across here and it pops off, now you got a sharp edge that you're going to have to deal with when you're sliding your hand up and down, which means you only got 2 options at that point. Well, you got a couple options. You don't play the guitar and keep it as some kind of trophy, which most people do, I think, with those things. The other option is you crack off the rest of the lacquer on the areas that you play, which now if you go to resell it, somebody's going to bitch about that. Or if you have a suspect about it, you just sell the son of a bitch and get rid of it. You know, excuse my language. And then you just move on. And that's what I did. I mean, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I showed the pictures when I sold it, you know what I mean, and showed how deep the lacquer cracking was and everything. I just... I didn't want to deal with the potential of the crap falling off. And then I did do some research on that, and I ran into a bunch of forums saying that, when the initial Murphy Labs came out, they had a problem with their, formula, their recipe, their secret lab finishing, and that they were refinishing guitars for people, from what I understand. Did I check into that? No, I did not. I was just like, you know what, the hell with that, and I just got rid of it. So, I like relic guitars. For those of you who watch my channel, most of my guitars have some kind of aging or relicking or whatever, but when it comes to the point where it's gonna fall apart, like the finish is gonna fall off, that's not cool. I mean, I can just buy a basic one and just beat the hell out of it then. I mean, I like the lacquer cracking effect. I think it looks really cool, but I don't want it to affect the playability of the guitar. That's where you run into a problem. So anyway, I don't know if they've fixed that since then, but being that the prices of those guitars are through the roof, some of them are like $10,000. I'm not spending $10,000 on a guitar. You know, years ago I said I would never spend $3,000 on a guitar, and I've done that in the past. So I don't know, but $10,000 is a lot of money for a guitar when you can buy a when you can get a Les Paul Standard or whatever, find one you like, and then just play the hell out of it, and then I'm sure you'll wreck it in no time. Or if you have like little kids running around the house, I'm sure they can damage it for you. You know, instead of spending an extra $5,000, you know, if you buy a custom shop, you can get custom shop for maybe $5,000 or something. You know, and so if you want it relicked, you know, spend $5,000, let your kids destroy it, or your grandkids, for that matter, and then you know, you could save yourself $5,000 on the Murphy stuff. You know, and I'm not trying to diss him. I mean, you know, cool man. You know, he's a successful dude doing his thing. You know, but he's got his, you know, special like railroad tie nail that he smacks the guitar with. I mean, that's cool and all, but I don't think that that's $5,000 worth, and I seriously doubt that he's smacking your guitar with the giant like railroad nail or whatever. I'm sure there's somebody just working there doing it. So I don't know. To each his own. You know, whatever. If it's worth it to you, it's worth it to you. I think $10,000 is a lot of money for a Les Paul, in my opinion, especially with hit and miss quality control. You know, if the thing was like totally perfect and on point, you know, every one of them, then I can see, but. You know, this guitar is, to be honest with you, actually in pretty damn good shape. I don't see nothing by the nut or anything like that. It looks pretty clean, and it's nice looking, and it seems to play good. So I think the pickup upgrade is going to be, you know, I think the pickup upgrade is going to be awesome for this. Now, if you haven't heard these RAFs, man, definitely I would go check out some videos on it. I mean, you can hear my arcade in my channel and hear what it sounds like. If you want to hear a really great guy, and I'm just going to throw him out there. I don't know the dude personally or anything, but Paul, I think it's called Paul Stafford Cook, C-O-O-K. And if you go in his channel, I'll put a link to it. But he did a video of him playing his Gibson custom shop with a set of these RAF Righteous Sound pickups in it, and my God, does it sound good. The guy's an amazing player. The guy's probably forgotten more things than I will ever know about guitar as far as, you know, playing. He's an amazing player, and so if you get a chance, check him out. I'll put a link in his thing, man. He's, it's worth it to go see. It's worth it to put the link in if you've never checked this cat out. You know, I think he's in Scotland. I think, I don't want to say that and be wrong. I think it's Scotland, Ireland, somewhere. Anyway, he, and you know, nobody get mad if I screwed that up, but he's just amazing, and he records on his iPhone. He's not into super tech or anything like that, and the sounds this guy gets and the tone is just off the hook. It is just literally off the hook. Anyway, what am I looking for here? Screwdriver. So first things first is I'm gonna take the back off because I want you to see what's happening here. I'm gonna see if I can get this on camera. Okay, I can see different things going on here. So I'm gonna open up the cavity because I want you to check this out. Now this, like I said, had the Gibson Quick Connect circuit board in there with the potentiometers attached. And it probably was not bad, to be honest with you. You know, I know, like I said, we as guitar players, especially guys that are into Les Pauls and stuff, we don't like change sometimes, and we like to keep everything old-fashioned, you know. And let me see if I can get this on camera here. But anyway, here is the there's a wiring harness in there, nice caps and everything. So I think it was definitely an upgrade compared to the compared to what was in there. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, take the pickups out, unsolder them from here, put in the new ones, restring it, clean it up a little bit, close her up, and then get back on the amp, and we'll see what we get. So now I got the neck one loose, so I'm just going to go back here. I want to make sure that's free. It's not going to pull on anything. I have some of the other leads taped off when I did this because we weren't coil tapping anything. So see if we can just pull this through. Yep, good, good, and good. All right, neck's out. And you can see this is a Gibson. See if I can get it on the camera here. There we go. It's a Gibson 490R in the neck. And then let's see here. And you know, some people probably, you know, like the 490. You know, everybody's ears are different. Everybody hears things differently. You know, some people, you know, the frequencies they hear, some people just don't hear certain things. Sometimes changing pickups, people say it doesn't make a difference to them. And you know what? They're not lying. They just can't hear it. And I'm not saying that they're deficient in hearing. It's just their hearing is different. Just like I'm sure everybody's, you know, voice has got a different pitch and all that. So you can see now the bridge pickup screws, because the ring is longer, these are longer than the neck ones. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Where are we? Yeah, here's the neck. Here's the bridge, and the neck ones you can see are shorter. So I try to keep them all in one spot on the tray. Hopefully we're in camera here, and this way I don't screw them up. There we go. I'm dying my garage. It's super hot out today. Usually my AC, I got a window shaker for the garage, and I don't want to put it on because it's noisy as hell. All right, let's see if we can pull this through without damaging anything. Yep, getting some resistance here, so when in doubt, I don't want to damage the guitar. Okay, we're good. Okay, it's out. And just for reference, the bridge is a 490T, and these say 2021 on them, so I'm assuming, even though this says 2020, maybe it is a 2021 or 2022. I don't know. I'd have to look at the date code. I'll tell you what, though, it's clean inside, man. I mean, look at the cavities. Look how clean that is. You know, you're talking $1,000 guitar when this came out, I think. I want to say around the grand, maybe $1,200. I'm not really sure. But pretty damn clean for the money. There's not a bunch of paint slapped around in there or nothing. So, I don't know, man. Pretty good. I think it's pretty good. It's not bad. Hey, welcome back to Vinny the Axe. So, installing the pickups into this Gibson. This is a 2020 Gibson Tribute Les Paul, and I believe this is going to be the 60s Tribute because it has a very 60s feeling neck to it. The pickups went in really good, I have to say. I had to chop up the install video because there's so many things going on at the house. The dog was barking. Someone was at the door trying to make a delivery. I got the house being worked on the wall just adjacent to where I'm installing the pickups. Kids are here. It was just a hot mess. But anyway, got the pickups in. They sound absolutely fantastic. I have a set of these, not the exact same set. They're RAFs, but I think they're tweaked a little bit different in my Frank Brothers arcade. And they are just probably one of my favorite humbuckers, especially not like ultra high output. They're very low output or classic vintage output. They just sound stellar. So that was the influence, like I said before, for a buddy of mine to want to have these put in his Les Paul. So a couple of things I want to go over is, I want you to see the back of this guitar. This thing looks really damn good. Look at this. That is just sick. That is really, really nice. That's a really nice back. And like I said, I've had a few Nick Hubers. I'm not saying this is at the level of Nick Huber. You're not getting, the attention to detail, like a $5,000 or $6,000 Nick Huber. But I mean, for like a $1,000 or $1,200 guitar, whatever this thing used to go for, whatever in 2020, this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. Really is good. The neck is nice. There's no fret sprout or anything like that. I have to say, man, you get one of these maybe for $1,000 or $800 online used, and then you sink, maybe $200 or $300 in electronics in it, $400, and as long as there's, it's a good one, it's a good plain one. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong, and that's the case here. This is a really, really good playing guitar. It looks really nice too. And if you're into relic and stuff, I think if you played this for a while, the finish would start to wear on it. It'd start to look pretty cool. So anyway, the pickups are great. They went in no problem. I had to figure out how I was going to trunk all the wiring in there because I know a lot of guys don't like to do that. Sometimes the more wire you have in there, especially if it's touching other things, could be a problem. But I hate clipping off the additional wire. And then, if you decide to put it in a different guitar or you don't like them and you want to sell them and the leads are cut, most of the time you have a hard time offloading them or installing them in another guitar because it's, Murphy's Law, it's always going to be shorter than what you need. So I left it the length in there, but they sound great. Just a side shot of the guitar so you could see. Really is nice, I'll tell you. This is a good one, and I think if memory serves me right, if my buddy was buying this and he saw this back, that's probably why he went with this one. I think it's really nice. The frets are good. I moisturized the fingerboard. Could look a little dry, but yeah, man, really great guitar. So was it worth the upgrade? I think so. I think the guitar plays really, really good. I mean, my Frank Brothers guitar, probably new. I bought it secondhand, but probably new is probably 5 times the amount of this guitar. So, which one do I prefer? If the house was burning down, of course I would take my Frank Brothers with me. But again, this is really, really a great guitar, and I think the pickup upgrade is well worth it. So if you think about buying a Gibson Les Paul, maybe try to look for a lesser model in the tier, and then just go get yourself a set of pickups, or buy some of their humbuckers. They're selling all their different pro humbuckers now, and their non-potted and potted pickups and everything else that they have. So, if you want to keep it totally Gibson, buy yourself a set of their pickups. Classic 57s are always a good choice, and throw them in here and get rid of the 490s. The 490s are okay. I just think they don't have the note separation and clarity and definition, and by rights they don't. I mean, it's a hotter pickup, so it's all depending on what your application is and what music you play and what you're looking to do with it. But I have to say that final analysis would be, for me, is that if I grabbed one of these on the used market, I would just throw a good set of pickups in it, and then you're there, man. I think, I don't know, especially if you were gigging. If you're a gigging musician, you're playing out live, why bring a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 guitar out with you, at a club or whatever, have somebody, maybe steal it or damage it or get sweat on it or whatever, when you can get something entry level like this, get the Tribute 50s or the Tribute 60s, depending on the neck profile you like. Again, as long as the guitar is sound and it's a good one. And then what I mean by that is sometimes you can play 10 or 20 of these things in a row at a store. One will sound great, you know, or two will sound great, and then some of them are just duds. It just, you know, and it's really hard in the store because 9 times out of 10 they're not set up anyway. So, yeah, and oh, matter of fact, what I did do was I checked this out. Is the tailpiece was down too low and the strings were touching the back of the bridge. So I get it to a point where I could slide a piece of paper underneath the back of the string where it breaks over the saddle in the back of the bridge, so that it's not touching that and impeding it in any way. So anyway, I got that all set up, and like I said, she plays like a champ, you know. Did a little demo for you. I'm sorry if it might be slightly out of tune. I just put the new strings on. Probably need to stretch them a little bit more, but I wanted to get the video all done all on the same day. Yeah, so more videos upcoming. Let's see. I'm going to do some pedal demos, I believe. I might have an amp demo coming up soon too. So make sure you like and subscribe. Most of the people that are following the channel and even, you know, show up for all the videos and make really nice comments, have had some really nice comments from people, which is really gracious, and it's been kind of uplifting. But most of the people are not subscribed, so you know, it really is going to help out the channel. I could use the subscriptions. I hate to beg, but you know, all the big channels beg for them, and you know, I swore I wasn't going to beg for them, but I really could use them. I would like to actually monetize this channel at some point, and I could use your help. So if you get a chance, please subscribe. Please stay tuned. You'll get notified of all the, you know, upcoming videos that are coming out. And once again, thanks for watching Vinny the Axe. Take it easy.